Let's discuss about the address table with address translation with the page table. The page table base register holds the address of the page table into this particular page table address, and the page table base register plus virtual page number provides the entry of the pages into the page table, which is going to be odd with the virtual address from the processor, which has a virtual page address and the offset. So the virtual address is interpreted as a page number and the offset over here. So the combination which is going to provide the page table holds the information about each page, includes the starting address of the page in the main memory, and this entry has been started location of this particular page, and which has a control bit and the page frame in the memory, so which provides a page frame and the offset. So together it's going to provide the physical address in the main memory. So such a way the virtual address from the processor is going to be get translated into a physical address in a main memory. So the page table base register, each process running on a processor needs its own logical address space. This can only be realized if each process has its own page table. To support this, a processor that supports a virtual memory must have a page table base register. This is accessible by the operating system. For an operating system security, this register is only accessible when the processor is in the system mode. So the operation system maintains information about each process in a process control block. The page table base register for the process is going to be stored here. The operation system loads this address into the page table base register whenever a process is going to get dispatched. The page table entries are going to be made as a page table entry contains an information about an individual page in a processor's logical address space. So it has typically a size of 4 bytes, 32 bits. It contains two kind of information: bit to represent the frame number, and bits for controlling the virtual memory. So with a 32-bit physical address and 4 kilobytes page, the frame number only requires 20 bits. Then a 4-bit page entry table has 12 bits that can be used for the controlling the virtual memory. So the control bits, the controlling virtual memory, for a good performance, the processor must normally handle the translation process without having to bring up the operating system. However, the operating system must have control over legality of the access, must have page number information that can use to make replacement decisions, deciding which page are kept in the memory and which are not on the disk, and must know when the processor cannot handle the translation. So page table entry for a page also includes some control bits which describes the status of the page while it is in the main memory. One bit indicates the validity of the page, which indicates whether the page is actually loaded into the main memory, and allows the operating system to invalidate the page without actually removing it. And one bit indicates whether the page has been modified during its residenting in the main memory. The bit determines whether the page should be written back to the disk when it is removed from the main memory. Similar to that of the dirty or modified bit in case of the cache memory. So other control bits for various other type of restrictions that may be imposed over there. For example, a program may only have read permission for a page but not have a write or modify permission. Such a way it's going to be taken care by the control bits. Design issues, if you're going to see that using a virtual memory involves some design issues over there. The page table can be huge. Logical memory access can have a large latency. The interactions between the cache and the address translation can result in a significantly penalty when a process switch occurs. Also, all of these issues are solved in the modern processors. So when you're going to see about the page table size, example, if size of a page table is going to be given with a formula that page table size is equal to logical address space by page size into page table entry. So we can have an example. If 32-bit logical address, which is going to result in a 4 gigabyte logical address size space, the page table entry size is usually a 4-bit. If the page size is going to be 4 kilobyte, then the page table size is going to be 4 megabits. So most processor uses a multi-level page table to reduce the size of the page tables for the smaller pages. So the multi-level page tables are split into 2 or more levels. For example, a 2-level table is organized as low level table are like single level tables. Expect that each one only covers a small chunk of a logical space, and high level tables have entries for each chunk in the logical address space. Each entry has the following information: that a valid bit which is truly true only if the chunk has been allocated to the possible by the operating system, and the address of the lower bit table for the chunk. Okay, for chunk that have not been allowed to the processor, the false valid bit triggers an hardware exception. Since the chunk is not allowed or allocated by the operating system, there is no need for a low level table. So that if a processor only needs a small amount of memory, it will have one high level table and only a small number of low level tables. Each of these tables is going to be only with a few kilobytes. Coming to the logical memory access, the logical memory access involves two physical access over here. One access for each page table level to retrieve the page table entry, and an access to fetch and instructions or load or store the data. If nothing is done about it, the use of virtual memory at least doubles the latency for the logical memory access. It triples the latency if the processor uses two-level page table. All but the very earliest processors that supported virtual memory have used a translation look-aside buffer (TLBs) to eliminate most of the page table entry retrievals. The TLB is just a cache that holds recently cached pages tables entries in the table. It can achieve very small miss rate with just a few thousand entries. Coming to the cache address, when virtual memory is used as a part of primary memory hierarchy along with an ordinary caches, an important issue arises: where to do the virtual to physical address translation. For early RISC processors that had cache incorporated into the chips, the easiest thing to do was to add on to the address translation after the cache. This means that the virtual address were used in the cache. Since virtual address are unique to a processor, the cache had to be invalidated when the operating system did not process a switch. Consequently, every time a processor resumed execution, there was a flurry of cache misses. The additional time dealing with this misses could easily the amount of time that an operating system was spent in restoring the process state. Modern processors have moved the address translation so that it is done before sending addresses to the cache. This means the physical address are used in the cache. This results in extra pipeline stage for instruction fetch and data memory access. With large enough caches, the cache instructions and data for a process will mostly be retained in the cache while other processors are using the processor. This is significantly reduces the time for a processor switch. So this is about the address translation in the particular